It's Saturday, filming the vlog again with the JVC. I talked to my buddy and I think we figured out what the problem was. God, it's hot outside, man. Or at least it is in my car. Holy shit. What we determined is that I had the camera set up under default. I did a firmware upgrade on it. As soon as I got it, there was an upgrade on it. And so, did the firmware upgrade. It makes you reset everything to default settings. Well, the damn thing defaults to... I'm trying to get y'all out of the sun here. It can be easy to do. It defaults back to... I think it's the 720p, but it's 60 frames per second, and that would completely 100% explain what happened. If it's set at 60 frames per second and I upload it to YouTube and YouTube works at 30 frames per second, then it's not going to work. What the hell? Guy riding around without a shirt on. Old guy. Anyway, so losing my mind today, and I'll tell you why in just a second. I'm looking for this coupon. There it is. I need to go get another memory card. So, when you upload something at 60 frames per second and you haven't sent it to the editor. So, if I would have put it through my editing software, we probably wouldn't have had an issue. Hopefully this gets you guys out of the sun. There you go. Then what it's going to do is it's going to mishmash the vocals and or the audio and the video, because it's going to try to play it back at 30 frames per second even though it was recorded at 60. So this time I made sure, I don't think I have it at 1080, and this one's weird because it even records at 960p, which is weird. Never even heard of 960, but I recorded it, I think I'm recording it at 720, 30 frames per second. That's what it's supposed to be. And the reason we figured this out is because I was playing with the camera before I went into Best Buy. My friend is a manager over at Best Buy. And, come on. And him and I were talking, and I said, well, I could play the video fine on my camera. It plays no problem. There is no issue with the audio and video syncing. And he said, well, the only thing that can cause that would be if you had the wrong frame rate wherever you uploaded it, and that's when it kind of clicked. It had to have been YouTube. So hopefully this one works better. If so, then we know that's what it was, and I can still do my 60 frames per second when I run it through the Sony software. So there is a new story time with Frank. It is up. It is running. I actually used the new webcam and ran it through the Movie Maker Live for Microsoft, which doesn't do that great of a job. I mean, it lets me out a couple of titles here and there. But whereas we were talking when I first started, if you go back to some of my first vlogs and I was talking about how slow that software was, it probably took, I'm going to say it probably took maybe 5 to 7 minutes to process the video. I go to upload it, and you know, I always have problems when I'm at my wife's office uploading videos, and I've talked about it on end, about it taking hours and I have to leave and come back. It took 9.5 minutes this time. I don't know what the difference was, but I'm impressed. So I'm going to keep using that thing for things like the story time, because that camera is really nice. Only thing is Microsoft, if you happen to see this, I doubt you ever will, turn the 1080p on for the camera. That's kind of ridiculous. So I can take pictures, high definition pictures, and I can do Skype in 1080, but I cannot record in 1080. I can only record in 720, and it's fine. 720 is great. I just want the ability, because it's already built into the damn camera. It's just a software limitation. And I know this because the way the software was set up. It basically says that it's got the ability, it just can't. That there's no option to turn that on. So make the option, make it happen. It's a LifeCam Studio. That thing kicks ass. It's so nice. I'm so impressed with it. Anyway, so hopefully this vlog comes out okay. If not, I'll re-record it on the flip and figure out what the hell is going on. He said that if there's any more problems, let him know, and I can just bring it in and he'll give me a new one. We'll just swap it out. Here's the killer thing. One of his employees royally effed up, and guess what they did? They took a camera in, a JVC Addiction like I'm recording on now, with none of the accessories. So they have to sell it as is. So he marked it really high at $169, and I was like, yeah, they're $199 new. Why would I could go to Amazon for $30 and get the batteries and all that. We already know all that. But why would I go through all that bull crap when I could just buy a new one? And he was like, yeah, I know. And he goes, well, there's not much I can do, but he goes, I'll let you know if it goes down or whatever. But he said, check back next Saturday. He said, if it hadn't gone down enough for you, and he said, if it's still there, the Saturday after come, and he said, we'll figure something out. They don't want to keep that crap in their inventory. I mean, it has no value to them. It's just junk. So I'm going to try to get up here to Radio Shack. I think I am. I really need to go to freaking Walmart, too. But I got this $10 thing at Radio Shack, and my buddies work there. Buddies work everywhere. There we go, some shade for you guys. Anyway, so we think that's the deal with the JVC, and if I can get another one, my wife's going to kill me, and she's really going to kill me today, and I'll tell you why. But I'm owed, so she made the statement that I work hard and provide, and so she's gotten better about letting me buy things. And so I try not to take advantage of it. Sometimes it happens. I did get my new wristband. You guys see for the Nano. So I got a leather one. It's even got little iron crosses in it. It's pretty badass, and it matches really good with my Tiger Eye that I got in San Francisco. Anyway, totally flying off the subjects. So if he can mark it down to like $100, that's only $20 more than I paid for this one. And if I can get two, they actually make a connector where you can screw them together at wherever. There's a side mount on this side, and then there's one underneath a tripod mount, and you can actually screw the things together. And basically, I could do some really cool stuff with two of them screwed together. I could literally have one facing one way and one facing the other way, and do like a bike vlog or something where you guys can see me and see the road. And we'll just do a split screen. Anyway, so we'll see how that ends up at. You never know on those kind of deals. And so today is my Saturday, so I'm allowed to go. I always go and do stuff. Just go screw around pawn shops, Best Buy, Staples, usually Radio Shack, and then if I'm desperate and if I just am bored, I'll go to like one of the thrift stores, or I'll go to Walmart, which I got to go to Walmart for canned air. But today I went to the pawn shops, and all of them were doing these 50% off sales. And so I screwed up and bought 3 cameras. And hopefully my wife watches this and understands and is nice before she finds it, before I tell her. And then she'll watch the whole video and understand the whole situation. Anyway, I got a Sanyo Xacti, or Xacti, or however you say it. It's the one that's like nearly like a grip. Like you grip it like this, and it's got, the piece comes out to the front. And then the screen actually flips all the way around, 360 degrees. And paid $15 for it. The only thing they had was the charger. She said, I don't know that it works or the battery works or anything like that. Took it back to my wife's office, charged it. Thing works freaking perfect. It's really nice. I actually did a test video. It does in 720p, but it also does 12 megapixel pictures. And so I was like, well, I need an actual photo camera, and that thing's actually kind of cool to do other stuff with. And so, when I'm out somewhere or I want to record something, I want to see myself, that thing is perfect. I can put it in the car and flip that screen around. I'll know exactly what's going on. So I paid $15 for it, and then I went to the other pawn shop because I couldn't find anything at Best Buy other than, of course, the other JVC camera that I wanted. So I went to the other one, and they had a bunch of cameras. They had a table full of cameras, and that's like I guess my passion now is video cameras. But my wife needs to understand it's cheaper than guitars, babe. It really is, and I really want a bass, and so it's really a lot cheaper. And the pawn shop had a really cool Squier Bullet bass today, a white one that was pretty badass that I loved to have had. It was an old made in Korea one. So it was like 129. Guy said he'd go down to like $90, but of course I didn't buy it. I was being nice. Try not to spend way over like I have been. But I went to the other pawn shop and they had a Kodak Mini, which is a little bitty VGA camera. And you're probably thinking, why, with all this high def, would you buy one of those? It was $5. The thing works perfect. It's got a built-in USB. I had it charged in like 3 or 4 minutes. It's basically my pocket spy camera now. It's smaller than anything else that I have. So I can literally leave it in my pocket and just pull it out. It takes like 2 seconds to boot and then start recording. And yeah, it's in VGA, but like if we're out somewhere and somebody's acting crazy at Walmart, do you care if it's in high def? I mean, that's kind of how it is. And unfortunately, I'm stupid and didn't bring it with me. And then the other one I got from them was one that I wanted a long time ago. I had that Kodak ZI-8, and so they had the ZI. Is it the ZI or ZX? ZX3. It's the Sport, and it goes down 10 foot or so. Well, I wanted that before I ever got the JVC or the GoPro for in the pool, and I can still do it. And my idea of it is I don't want to stick this JVC in the pool until I get there's a casing, an underwater casing. Even though it's waterproof, I want the waterproof casing. I don't want to just stick it straight in the water. So my idea is I've got the waterproof casing for the GoPro. We can play with the GoPro in the pool, and then somebody can be in the pool filming with the Sport. And so that's my justification. Now, I understand my wife's probably fuming at this point in the video where she's like, we've had this discussion, no more cameras. You already have all these flip cameras, and I do. I only have 3 in my possession of flip cameras. I have 2 of the really nice ones, the really thin ones, and then I have that one that can be charged off of 2 AA's. You just put 2 AA's in it. Got 3 of those. I've got other cameras, but I gave away 2 already of the bigger ones, so I have 3 more of those left, and I think I have 4 of the other ones. And they're not for me, they're for giving out to people. Especially if I find people that are interested in doing YouTube, and hopefully the 2 people I gave cameras to will start posting stuff or give it to me, and we'll post it to the new Frank Presents page. And I haven't gotten it up yet, and I haven't switched the Twitter over. I'm working on it. I'm getting there in the story. So anyway, my justification for buying these cameras is not based on what I'm going to use them for. It's the fact that my wife told me last night after dinner that a mouse had crawled into the vent at her office, the air conditioning vent. And so the actual vent piece is in the ceiling. Crawled in there and got stuck and died. Most of you don't know me, and those that do, I have an irrational fear of rodents. Even to the point where we have ferrets, and even though they're so close to being like cats, they still freak me out. Like if they go to bite me or anything, just playing, it literally freaks me out. I had gerbils when I was a kid. One bit through my finger. I just, can't handle it. So she's like, well, you have to do it. And I hate being told to do something when I know that I have this fear. So instead of putting on my dress and my silk panties and going to have tea, I nutted up and took the vent down, and guess what? The freaking mouse is stuck in the vent and I can't get his ass out. So now there's no vent in her office in the front room, which isn't a problem. So what I did is I found an ant pile out back, stuck on an ant pile, and I'm hoping that the ants will decompose him enough where then we can just bust the bones out and get him out. And I don't know what happened. Poor little mouse, blah, 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 blah. He's dead. Who cares? So that's my justification for having to do something that bad. I spent $30 on cameras today. But that's going to be, unless I can get the other JVC, it's it on cameras. I don't need any more. There was just some specialty things I wanted to do with the underwater one, and that Sanyo Xacti or whatever it's called, that thing's cool. I've always wanted one of those. That I always call it. It's like pistol style, but it's not. It's nearly when the screen's closed, it's pistol grip, but it's too thin otherwise. But the thing is so sweet because I can flip the screen around. It does 720p, and then of course I wanted that little one just to leave in my pocket in case weird crap happens. I never have a camera on me. For some reason, I've got this one. I've got it in my compartment. I have this one, and it's in its little case, but that's the problem. It's in its case. To take it out, boot it up, just takes too long. So let me carry this little one, and then of course my iPhone for crazy stuff. But anyway, there's my justification. I had to deal with that mouse. I took care of it. You don't have to worry about it. I aired the place out. Sprayed disinfectant in the vent. Everything smells good. I walk outside out front, and I'm like, what the hell? Because when I walked up to the building, I was like, there's no way that that's a little mouse, because it stunk like death out in front of her office, and I was like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. There's probably some big-ass rat. I'm going to freak the F out. I'm not going to know what to do. I'm going to be beside myself. So I get in there, and it barely stinks at all, and I'm like, what the hell? Well, I guess something died on the roof of the restaurant that's on the other side of the fence from her office, because it reeks over there. Because when I ended up trying to knock that mouse out of there, I ended up dropping the thing over the fence, over the chain link that meets up to the back parking lot. Walked all the way around the wooden fence to go get it, and when I was walking through there, I was like, oh my god, it stinks over here so bad. So it's not us. It's not the little mouse that stunk, just so you know. So I took care of that. I'll get the mouse bones out later once it's been taken apart. It's little, so it won't take long. I just couldn't get him out without pulling it, and even with tools, there's no way in hell I was doing that today or any day. I don't like mice. I would rather walk back out on the Golden Gate Bridge and freak out again than touch that mouse, just so you know. But anyway, she's cool with all the videoing and all that, so I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. And I promise, unless this other JVC camera comes up, and like I said, the reason I wanted two is to actually buy that little piece and put them together. Then buying cameras will be over for a while, because I should be able to, with that Sanyo, I should be able to take regular photos with it, so it'll be fine. But I got to get memory cards for everything now, and I think I have one, for the little Kodak one, and then I think it's got a firmware update, and then I still have to find a charger. I need like an old BlackBerry style connector to charge the Kodak Sport, and then I'll need a memory card for it, and I have a memory card out of my old Kodak that's in Sanyo, so I really need two memory cards that I can think of, and I'll get some later. I'm gonna wait till some of the 32 gigs go back on sale, and actually I'm gonna go get one right now because I have my $10 coupon for Radio Shack, and if I'd have thought I'd have done that yesterday, but I ended up buying a tripod, and that's what I put that LifeCam on, the LifeCam Studio from Microsoft. I ended up putting it on this tripod that I bought. Perfect. You know, I have that little, I think I showed you guys, I have that one that you can bend in funky places, that little tripod. Well, I have one that's hard like now for other stuff. So anyway, I know I'm rambling and skipping and through, and oh, hell yes, look, and I tweeted this out today. Even though I don't like the way that it's set up, I think they did a really piss poor job on it, but this is going to be my new piece to go to replace my old one. This thing's not very old, but so I'm going to have a Texas Rangers one. I don't like that they Velcroed it, so I'm going to talk to the wife and see if we can pull the Velcro off and then just sew it back. Because I'd rather have it sewed like this and then put it on. And if you do check my Twitter, of course I am switching the Twitter over just for video, for my video uploads. But if you check my Twitter that I have a link to now on the videos, you'll see that this girl that we follow each other that lives in Dallas named Ashley, she's got the same one. So most of my peeps on Twitter are all Rangers fans, and so she was like, oh my god, I got the same one. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, I'm going to go on Radio Shack and do this deal. Last night I was going to buy a charger for the flip cam, and I thought, shit, I don't need it. I don't use that big flip cam, and it had a spare battery, and I'm like, I already bought a battery. If I had known, I would have bought that charger and that battery, because it was just a little bit more than what the battery was. So, but I don't think I'm going to get it. And then the other thing I was looking at was an actual armband for the Nano, for when I work out. Like that's ever going to happen. It is going to happen, trust me. And so now I'm like, shit, I need memory cards now. So anyway, hopefully I have a video tomorrow. If not, my wife kicked my ass for buying more cameras. I had justification, damn it. I had to deal with that mouse, and it still like burned into my mind, and that's payback for screwing with me buying those cameras. That's justification, because early in our relationship, she would like scream, there's a mouse, when I was dead asleep. And I have an irrational fear of rodents. I don't like them at all. I have no use for the sons of bitches. So, I gotta get mine where I can get mine, and it's, instead of pulling a prank on her, I just get another camera. So don't be too mad, babe. There's no more cameras. Other than that other JVC, if it comes available, there won't be any other cameras. I have no need for anything else. I think I got all my bases covered. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much what's going on Saturday. We're going to do some stuff in the yard this afternoon. I got to put screen protectors on my phone and our roommate's phone, and then at some point in time I got to replace the glass on my wife's phone. I bought her blue glass for her phone, for her iPhone. And then I have to change the oil on her car because the dealership wanted $60 because of the size of her vehicle, which is ridiculous. They charge like $40 for everybody else's vehicles. Now I think they only charge me like $25 for the Prius, so. But we have to have full synthetic in her car, and I'm about to switch that on mine too, this next oil change, which is due pretty soon. That's 1,000 miles, I think. About 1,500 miles. Anyway, so I have to change her oil tomorrow. That ought to be really shitty. I hate changing oil. I hate driving up on those plastic ramps. I really need to invest in some metal ones. The plastic ones always scare me. It looks like they're going to break and the car's going to fall on me. That's not going to be good. The thing's going to compress when it hits. Even though I can slide up under her car without them, that's my biggest fear, and I usually put my big floor jack underneath there too, just in case it falls. It won't fall directly on me. I can get out in time. But I'm fat and slow, so it's hard to get out sometimes. So, anyway, that's all I got. I'm like just hyped today. I don't know, because of these cameras and these good finds, and I got some stuff done, and new story time upload. So go check it out. Make sure you hit the like button on that, and subscribe to that channel. Subscribe to this channel, I want people to make reply videos, so watch the other video on the story time, and you'll see what I'm asking for on replies. And make sure that your friends check it out. So, that's all I got for Saturday. You guys have a great Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow.